Okay, Judy, we are working on some flexibility with your cheating heart and just getting through the first three measures or so, landing on that first quarter note on the fourth measure. Let's start off with some exercises. We're trying to work on getting your D over F sharp chord to look more like this. Okay? Look more like, let's see if I can get even closer than that. Yeah. Look more like this. Not like this, but like this, okay? We're stretching our hands out. That's what we're trying to work on. So what I want you to work on is getting this flexibility coming from, getting your knuckles away from each other, okay? Away from each other. That's what we want to work on. And remember, what we probably want to do is play for about 10 minutes or so, and then do, I can't even see myself, then do these exercises, okay? Once that feels kind of stretched out, then maybe start on something like this. And what we want to work on is starting on our first finger on that A. So only notes you're going to play are the same notes you'd work on with D over F sharp, okay? First finger starts on A, second finger starts on the D, and I want you to you're probably going to start like this, and I want you to work on getting some flexion, getting some stretching going from your first finger and your second finger knuckles away from each other like this, okay? So you'd stretch it out, you'd work it out. And if you get that first finger far enough away from there, it's going to actually get to this point where it won't actually be pushing down on that fret far enough, but that's what you want to work on. Just getting them far enough away from each other that they're stretching like that. And then work on it from the second finger to the third finger going to the F sharp. This is harder to do because it's hard to kind of focus on what you need to do. But same thing, get them down where they're supposed to go and then kind of push out from the knuckle, okay? You can actually see more is happening with my pinky than anything else. It's harder to make this happen, but that's going to make the little differences you want when you're trying to get this chord to get out of get your fingers out of each other's way and get that stretch going really hard. So it doesn't look like much is happening, but it will be. And then after you get it from here to here, and then from here to here, let's get it all together. So all three fingers go down, and you just try and maximize that stretch a little bit, and then try and play it. Okay, you may get a little bit of this. This finger may be falling on that third string. Just kind of wiggle it out of the way. And if it doesn't sound perfect, that's okay. Your hand's probably a little bit tired too, but we're going to work on doing that enough that the next thing you'd work on is trying to get it straight out and stretched away from, so you're not only beginning the stretches we just worked on, but also getting your hand up like this. I don't know if you can see it, where your fingers are going straight down. You'd exaggerate that. For right now, though, we're only working on really the stretching. Okay? And that's it. That's all I want you to do with that. Let's put that into context, though, going from D over E to D over F sharp. Okay? In which case, you're still focusing on your second finger landing on the D first and then stretching out. What are you doing, Adelaide? Goofball. So you'd practice going from D over E to D over F sharp, and you're thinking about your second finger being on that third fret, second string, and these fingers dropping, but this is anchoring you. These are stretching out. That's what you're working on. I can see her walking around. Anyway, D over E, D over F sharp, and trying to utilize the stretching we just did. Okay? And then here you are with the actual phrase, the first phrase of your Cheatin' Heart. We're starting on the D over E. No, sorry. Start with the old regular D chord. Sorry. Okay? Then you put that into context and work on that stretching. Once you do that a few times, you don't have to think about it anymore. I wouldn't really think about it much at all. From that point on, you should just be thinking, it should become automatic. It's just going to take a couple of days to get to that point. Let's work on the new part here, the third measure. You landed on the open G and G, okay? Where you have a G chord down, and your thumb is playing the low G, and your middle finger is playing the open G, okay? I want you to do this finger pattern where your thumb is going to go sixth string and then go up to the fifth string, but the rest of your hand stays where it is. And here's what I mean by that. You're gonna pinch with the M and the pinky, M and the P finger, the thumb, at the same time, and then your first finger is gonna land where it already wants to be, the open D. Okay, so we had the pinch, first finger plays the open D chord, D note. Gracious, it's been a long morning. Pinch, first finger lands on the open D. Great, and that's where those notes are going to stay. It's your thumb that moves. So we went pinch, first finger plays open D, thumb plays the 5th string, and then go back to first finger on the open D. So you went, okay? Pinch, first finger on the D, thumb moves up to the 5th string, first finger plays that D again, and then thumb lands on G again. So it'll be... Alright, we're going to use that finger pattern later, so just get used to going over and over again. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? Over and over again on that G chord. Then we put it back into the music. It's probably fast, but at least you get the idea of it. The last part here, put the G chord down. Third finger is going to stay on that D note the whole time. Okay? That's you crying, cry. That's what we're going on next. So you crying is all happening with those descending bass notes. With the G chord down, your middle finger is playing the G. So you play the pinch, the M finger on the 2nd string and the thumb on the low string. And then that thumb note is going to keep playing on the low string while we walk down the notes from G to F sharp to open E. Okay? So you play G, regular old G chord, pinch, same pinch, but you move your first finger to the F sharp on the low string, and then remove your finger and play the open E with that D note. Okay? So you went. That's it. Last thing you're going to do is take that ring finger, move it down a fret, and put the rest of the A chord down. That's how you get to your A chord. Okay, you started on this. Just let your third finger guide you back to the A chord. Okay, and then pinch, open A, and your 2nd string, which is C sharp. Okay, that's it. So let's go from that G measure. Okay, one more time. We got our G. G and G are pinching. First finger plays the open D. Thumb went to the 5th string. First finger played the open D again. And then thumb played the low G again. Hand doesn't need to move because we're already on a G chord. So I'm just going to pinch the 2nd string and the low string on the G chord. First finger walks down to G over F sharp with our third finger down the whole time. And then open E with that third finger down. Third finger now moves to the 2nd fret, put the A chord down, and pinch A and the 2nd string. Okay? All together it sounds like this. I keep forgetting. If you see my hand doing this, I'm cheating because I know I'm not going to play that high string. So sometimes when I play the D chord to start off with, I'm just doing this. If you see that, do the same as I do. It's nice to have a D chord in the beginning because you know you're starting with a D chord. That's the key of the song. So here we go. On that stretch, let's start over again. Sorry, let's do it again one more time. I was watching I think my right hand did something funny anyway. Here we go again. Should be P-I, P-I on that 2nd measure. Here you go. Damn it, Dean. Sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Let's do this again. Sorry. Alright, here's what it sounds like.